Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are watching Fairy Tail's final season, episode 293. Man, it has been a bit since I have done a recording because I recorded a lot ahead of time, so I've been releasing, as you guys have seen, at the regular intervals, but I recorded all ahead of time because I needed a week or so off, so it's been a little over a week since I recorded. It feels really weird. I felt I felt so disconnected. It's a very strange feeling. I enjoy doing these videos, but unfortunately I was just busy, so I had to record ahead of time, and not doing it. I guess I mean I kind of already said it. I felt disconnected from the channel. Like I felt like I was releasing videos, but I wasn't really like talking to you guys, even though half the time I don't even get a reply. But the few people I do talk to in the comments, I still even did that, and I don't know why. Maybe it was just like a change in my schedule, but yeah, it felt a little weird. Anyway, we are back at it, back to my normal schedule of recording the night before I release episodes. So yeah, um, so I'm gonna do a quick recap using what I remember from the last episode. It's not gonna be perfect because, like I said, it's been over a week since I've seen the episode, and I haven't like rewatched it or anything. But I do remember that it was sort of fan servicey. We had a lot with Lucy and the bathtub with Brandish. She ended up shrinking the house, and Lucy escaped in her towel. And I think she ended off with finally becoming into like Aries form or whatever, and actually having clothes, which is nice. If I remember correctly, Kana went there, so I remember a lot of that. Urza beat Agil, and Natsu and Gajil beat those two little general guys, right? I think. And then I think Gray and Juvia, as well as uh Lasana, Mira, and Elfman, I think they are all engaged against Wallsman, the other Spriggan 12 guy that broke through. So I'm interested in what's going to happen now that Agil is down. I hope Agil is down. I think I said that in my last video, but I still feel the same way, that I hope it's not just going to be something that he just stands right back up, like in, 4 episodes because he said time to rest like they do sometimes, but I guess we'll see. Whatever they decide to do, they do. So I think we should just hop into the episode because I think I did a pretty good job on the recap. There might be like one or two group of people that I missed out on, but I'm really looking forward to seeing more fights. And yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen this time. Maybe Gray versus Wall will be the majority of this episode or something, or Lucy versus Brandish, Lucy and Kana versus Brandish. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump into the episode, shall we? Alright guys, so like usual, there's going to be a Vimeo link in the description. You're going to go down into that description, and you're going to click that link. That will bring you right to the reaction. Very easy. It'll be like a 12 or so minute highlight that you can watch, and then you can come back here to the YouTube video to check out the discussion. Just makes things easier so videos don't get taken down and everything. It happens a lot with anime, unfortunately. There are some shows that do get allowed to stay up, but instead of playing footsies with YouTube, I just do it this way because it's guaranteed. So yeah, go ahead and click that Vimeo link right now, guys. Alrighty, so that is the end of episode 293, guys. That was a pretty good episode. Even though it wasn't bad, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Ichiya, I said it when I saw the episode title, it was a pretty good episode regardless of that. I was surprised that they took down 2, but it turns out they really didn't. They took down his robots, which apparently, I don't know how. I wonder how his magic works. Is his magic actually manufacturing these? Is it actually manufacturing these like robots? Like, is it creating the metal in these devices, or is it some kind of like spatial magic where he's doing kind of like a requip from Urza, where he can pull them out of like a pocket dimension or something, things that he's already created. It seems really weird if he's able to just use magic to create like mechanical creatures and stuff like that. Like, the closest thing we've seen to that would be Racer, back when he did his, like, I don't know how I remember this, but it's like the Grand Prix or whatever, where he summoned a bunch of cars or motorcycles that Gray rode one of them. That's probably the closest thing this magic is to that we've seen that I can think of. It's just such a weird magic. I wonder, like, how it actually works. But so I thought Wall was defeated, so I thought there was two of them down. There's only... So technically, none of them, except for Agil, are really defeated, right? Agil we saw get hurt and is probably down. And then Wall was just a robot, we found out, that isn't the actual Wall, because the actual Wall was on that boat. And then Brandish, who was knocked out by getting hit in the head because she smelt too much pollen, which seems ridiculous, and she could easily wake up, in my opinion. So I'm not counting her as down at all. So I think Agil might be the only one that's down still. I feel like there was one more that I'm missing, but maybe not. Yeah, no, I think that's it. But yeah, interesting. I don't know how all that works. Anyway, it definitely seems very... I was saying it during the episode, and it's a little bit of a complaint, but not too much. I feel like the show has gone very silly. Which it's always been silly, don't get me wrong, but it used to be when what Fairy Tail did was its slower episodes were very funny, which was great, but then when it got into like the really intense fights like what's going on now, it took itself really serious, which got me really in the mindset of like, okay, this is serious. Like, I remember Grimoire Heart, I was like, holy shit, you know? Like that whole arc, and then when Acnologia showed up, but now they're just like, at least so far, each fight just seems to be kind of goofy. The most serious fight was Urza versus Agil, I think. That one they didn't really mess around, but the whole fight with Brandish seemed very weird. And then the whole fight with Wall was very goofy, but I could excuse that because that's kind of like them fighting minions. It wasn't the actual Wall. So I guess I can't count that one too much, you know? So it's mostly just the whole Brandish thing. That whole, like, the whole arc so far with Brandish has been weird. Like, I like her as a character, but I don't know why she was naked in Lucy's bathtub. I know they said it was so she could, like, try to remember who Lucy was, but it seems like a lame excuse for fan service, in my opinion. And then, shrunk her house, made Lucy run outside, half naked in a towel, and then she just smells pollen because it got kicked up from all the fighting, and now she's, and then Kanda just went and punched her and knocked her out, so, I don't know. It seems very silly and weird, and I don't know why they're going that route with that fight. I don't know if they just, like, if Brandish has a plan, and this is her just playing them, and we're gonna find that out later, or if, I don't know if they just don't know what to do with her powers, because her powers are so insanely strong. Like, they made her so overwhelmingly strong, it's like now they're trying to write her in a way that she could fight, and it's like, how do they do that, you know? Like, how could she use her powers to fight, Lucy without just being like, boop, you're small, and then crush her instantly, or shrink the entire city, which she's already said she can do, and then just decimate everybody. You know, like, her power set is so overwhelmingly powerful that I feel like they're making it hard for her to have like a fight scene, and I wonder if that's why they're doing this, or I don't know. Anyway, on some higher notes, I kind of liked, like I said, even though I'm not a fan of Ichiya, I kind of like how Ichiya has a sense of honor towards these fairy tale members that were with them for a time. And treating them like family, even though they did leave and kind of like abandon his guild. He still shows respect. He doesn't show any contempt. And then you can see that respect being returned immediately when they cover the explosion, and covered Ichiya to protect him, which was really cool. I like the sentiment behind it. And I don't think those three are dead, but if they are, that would be insane. I really hope they're not dead. That's the only thing that's kind of robbing me of the emotion, like not all of the emotion in this show. Like I get very emotional when it comes to this show at certain points. Mainly when they're like doing really hype up stuff, talking about like the power of friendship, how they're all like family and everything. Like that gets me a lot. It makes me like feel inspired and like emotional and everything. And then all the scenes with like Urza's past and everything, that always got me. But deaths and like teasing deaths in the show, they've done that so much that it doesn't really get to me, so I get kind of robbed of all the emotion of it from all the past episodes. But if they kill one person off, then I think I'll start having those feelings again. Whenever there'll be like if they do a 100% confirmed death, then I think my views on that will change, and I'll start fearing for everybody. And if someone gets like close to death, I'll be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, you know. But if anybody's wondering why my reactions aren't really like that intense to possible deaths, it's just they've teased it so much with this show. But yeah, interesting stuff. Was there something I really want to see that girl fight? The one that almost looks like she's wearing like gladiator armor. Um, I like her character design a lot. I really want to see her fight. I hope her fight isn't like goofy. She seems to be like a very serious one, so I'm hoping her fight is like really good. Hmm. What else did we see this episode? It was pretty cool seeing them using the other abilities. It's good that those robots can't adjust their abilities to what they're being hit by. Like if like for the best example I can think of is Juvia used her water against the fire one. If that fire one could just shift into like the steam mode and counter Juvia, is good. Kind of like if you guys remember that filler arc with the artificial dragon, and that lady made artificial lizards too, that every time they would like change up their fighting style or a different person would fight them, they'd adapt their magic to be the exact same, so that way they could just be on equal footing. If it was like that, those would have been a lot more difficult, but apparently they weren't. Apparently, like, when they were summoned, they were built to counter, and that was it. So Juvia was able to take out the fire one. um I'm guessing Gray took out the steam one, and then Lisana took out the fast one, I think. Elfman took out the one that looked like Elfman, which was ridiculous too. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna start on how silly that is, that apparently Mira Jane's weakness is that she can't hit a robot version of her brother. So silly. But and then I guess Mira just took out the slow, like heavy hitting one that was going after Lasana before. I think that's how that went. And that was pretty cool, like beating that weakness. And then I really like the moment when Natsu, like, I didn't even think of the fact that they only needed they thought they only needed the barrier until Natsu and Gajeel and Urza finished off the sky people coming and bombarding the city. And that... where was it going with that? Yeah, once Natsu announced that, that allowed, Freed, couldn't think of his name for a second there. That allowed Freed to jump into the fight, and I don't know if the wall robot could have countered Freed's power, but maybe like Wall didn't count on their sky patrol losing, and that's what caused Freed to be able to fight, which he didn't expect to happen, so he didn't build that robot with countermeasures against Freed. And that's why Freed was able to take it down so easily. That's what I'm gonna go with for that. But that was a really cool moment when he was just like, "Oh, I don't need this barrier anymore, and I can join the fight." And like one of his eyes was already transforming into his like big like demon kind of form kind of thing. His Darkicature, I forget what form of Darkicature it is, but yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's most of what happened in the episode. It was a fun one, full action packed again. Obviously some really silly points they threw in there, which is fine. I just need to get used to it, because I'm used to the fights all being like relatively serious, I feel like. But either way, I'm really enjoying the show still, and I'm really excited to see how they're gonna end it. I wonder if anybody happens to be watching this long and have they said how many episodes are gonna be in? Like, don't spoil any future events or anything. Please don't. I'm just wondering, have they said like how many episodes are gonna be in the final season? I'm just curious because I want to know how far away it is until I need to start thinking about the next anime I'm going to watch. Because I feel like this was going to go on for a very long time. But at the speed they're taking them out, it seems like almost one... well, I don't know. I guess technically not a single one got taken down this episode. But they're taking them down sort of quick, Like, I don't know if we could consider Brandish completely down. If Brandish is considered completely down, then so far, the past 2 episodes, we've taken down 2 of the Spriggan 12, which means, possibly 10 more episodes could be the Spriggan, and then maybe another, 5 or 10 episodes could be the fight between Natsu and Acnologia and, Zareth. But I don't even know if it would go on for that long. I don't know how much of a grand spectacle they're going to make that fight and all that, but I don't know. So I guess if any of you guys listen to the discussion this long and you know how many episodes there are supposed to be, like if the writers have said, but obviously don't spoil anything. Don't be like, oh, they want this arc to end here. Like, I don't want to know when the arcs end. I just want to know when the whole final season ends, So yeah. Thank you guys. I think that's all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's actually getting really warm in here. Like, I have my arms resting on my legs and they're getting all, sweaty. It's gross. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel if you did, if you're new and all that. Or if you just watched and haven't subscribed. Very much appreciated if you do. And yeah, you can check out the description. Down there I have some links. You can see my anime list, where you can see all the shows I've seen, all the shows I'm currently watching, and all the shows that are in my plan to watch are ones that I hope to watch on the channel eventually. And if you have any recommendations to add to that plan to watch for my channel, go ahead and let me know in the description, or not the description, let me know in the comments, and I will add it to my plan to watch. I've already added a few requests from people, and I will continue to do so. And you can also check out my Patreon if you want full length. You can get that on there, where they're uncut, where you can see the full episode, my full reaction, where I didn't have to cut anything out. And then also, I have early access up there now, officially released by a few weeks before this point, actually. And so if you check out that, one of the tiers will give you access to early access, and with that tier you also get access to full length, so you can get the episodes a week early. So technically, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you'd be able to watch episode 294 on Patreon if you become a patron. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed once again, and I will see you in the next one, guys. See ya.